Just how delicious is Anya's cooking? So delicious that it can knock you out cold in 1 second and then turn you into a jet warrior right after. Today, Damien had an unexpected encounter with Anya. But the moment Anya saw him, all she could think about was her previous failed plan. She still hadn't managed to show him Bond's charm. However, for the sake of world peace, Anya knew she had to face the challenge head-on. So, a new plan took shape in her mind. Anya decided to use a family photo featuring Bond to make Damien look at her dog in a whole new light. If that worked, world peace would be within reach. But Damien walked right past it without even noticing. However, the moment Becky saw the photo, the handsome man in it made her completely lose her mind. Anya's father was so dashing that he practically stole her soul. Becky never dreamed that Anya's dad would be this unbelievably good-looking. During handicraft class, the elegant old gentleman provided materials for everyone. The assignment was to create animal-themed models, but Damien thought it was utterly childish. That is, until he heard that important figures would be coming to see the projects, then his attitude did a complete 180 degrees. Sure enough, Anya was assigned to the same group as the young master. For the sake of world peace, a bold idea began forming in Anya's mind. Meanwhile, the elegant old gentleman began making rounds to check on the students' progress. But when he saw what Becky had made, he was stunned. It was a sculpture of Anya's dad. Not only that, thoughtful Becky had even made changeable outfits for it. This elegant yet bizarre creation left the old gentleman speechless for a long time. He realized he couldn't even argue with Becky's logic. After all, humans are animals too. On the other side, Anya was confident and ready for action. She tossed her finished handicraft in front of Damien, and before he could even process what was happening, she blurted out, "Bond." Meanwhile, Damien had already drawn up his blueprint. He asked a few classmates to spare him some extra materials. If he could make something that represented his family's legacy, his father would surely see him in a new light. After reading Damien's thoughts, Anya had a sudden revelation. If she could help him complete his handicraft, Damien and his father would become her fans. Then, world peace would truly be just around the corner. The thought made her lose control of her facial expressions. She stopped the flustered Damien and offered to help him with his project. But Anya ended up causing more trouble than help. Not only did she modify the distinctive hind legs into jet thrusters, but she also completely ruined the materials meant for the wings. In her mind, with jet thrusters installed, wings were completely unnecessary. Damien was furious and scolded her harshly. Anya, who had meant well but made things worse, felt utterly wrong. Fortunately, the elegant old gentleman stepped in and told Damien that his behavior was far from graceful. But looking at the limited materials he had left, Damien's eyes welled up with tears. The old gentleman wanted to comfort him but didn't know what to say. Soon, class ended and everyone placed their works in the hallway. Anya sincerely apologized to Damien and even handed her own handicraft over to him. She had modified Bond into a lioness and suggested that Damien pair it with his creation. Before long, the important guests arrived as scheduled, but what they saw left them stunned. Damien never dreamed that such a thing could win the gold prize, but Anya was incredibly proud, as everything had gone exactly according to her plan. However, all she got in return was an eye roll from Damien. Just how delicious is Anya's cooking? So delicious that it can knock you out cold in 1 second and then turn you into a jet warrior right after. Today, Damien had an unexpected encounter with Anya. But the moment Anya saw him, all she could think about was her previous failed plan. She still hadn't managed to show him Bond's charm. However, for the sake of world peace, Anya knew she had to face the challenge head-on. So, a new plan took shape in her mind. Anya decided to use a family photo featuring Bond to make Damien look at her dog in a whole new light. If that worked, world peace would be within reach. But Damien walked right past it without even noticing. However, the moment Becky saw the photo, the handsome